In this chapter, we're going to look at what turns you on. Exciting, right? All right. Don't you just love this graphic? I love it. So, ultimately, what turns us on is our brain. And that is the most important thing to learn here. Is if you want to turn someone on, it's not really about you. It's about you understanding the other person. So we talked a little bit about last module. We talked a little bit about that. I don't think we really control what turns us on, and it may have inspired from childhood. And I think that the best way to find out what turns a person on is kind of to do like a little bit of detective work as far as like communicating and just looking for subtle clues, not being judgmental, and understanding that the person probably didn't program their brain. And so you just kind of have to work with what you have. So it's really important to like pay close attention to what people want, maybe try to talk about it a little bit, but you have to make people feel comfortable. But if I were to ask you what is the primary regulator of desire, it's actually the brain. Okay, now, the brain is such a complex organ that I don't believe that our hormones are guiding us. However, our hormones can definitely affect us. So a lot of women will tell you that they can tell differences in their feelings and behavior throughout their menstrual cycles, and so men will probably talk about how testosterone regulates them as well. However, we know that our brain can kind of put a damper on this. So the hormones are like a big influencer, and the hormone that seems to be responsible for the sex drive in both males and females, that's a key point, is testosterone. So what influences testosterone? If you were to ask me, Amy, what's a natural aphrodisiac? We're going to find out that it's probably not food. Now, if a person believes that the food increases their sexual desire, then we go back to the brain as the primary regulator. If they believe that a food increases their sexual desire, then probably it will increase their sexual desire. However, like, how do we naturally boost testosterone? It's exercise. So the number one thing that I would recommend to increase your sexual drive is actually exercise. And so if you wanted a great date, exercise. And you know what? You see that. You see that a lot of times. If you look at some of the celebrity fails of marriages and things, a lot of times they've left their significant other for their personal trainer. I always tell, males and females in class, like, hey, if you want to date, become a personal trainer. Because what's happening is you're boosting, first of all, you're giving the person a lot of attention, which we learned that attention is the number one reinforcing thing for all people. But then simultaneously, you're boosting their levels of testosterone. So they may take the testosterone and kind of transfer it onto you, like, oh, I'm feeling this sex drive. Just think about it, rolling around on the floor, wrestling with some martial arts, lifting weights together. It's a very sexy, running together, very sexy. So testosterone is responsible for the sex drive in both males and females. So I know this has been a kind of short video, short introduction here, but I have some other videos that follow up what I say. So I'm going to stop this here and show you some support for what I was just going over.